Around 2.5 years ago, I was starting to get sober. See, before this, I was doing drugs all the time, I was drinking every weekend, going out all the time, and it was destroying me. So I knew something had to change. And slowly but surely, I was dropping these substances. I started off with just the hard drugs. But I still felt off, I still felt depressed, I still felt regret when I went out. So I said, well, I'll only drink and smoke weed. And I did that for a while, but my mind still felt cloudy. I still felt sad. I still felt wrong. So I said, okay, I'll just drink. But that wasn't working. Because when I got drinking in me, I wanted to do something else because I was that used to doing something with the drink, smoking weed and drinking, doing coke and drinking, doing MD and drinking, Ket and drinking, all of this. So every time I drank, I was relapsing. I was going back to it. And anyway, even drink on its own made me feel horrible. And filled me full of regret and made me feel crazy. So I knew I had to drop that too. But see, that caused a conflict in me. Because I knew it was the obvious answer. But I really didn't want to because I just thought, well, I'm going to do nothing then. I'm not going to have any social life anymore. Like, not even on the weekend. I'm going to do nothing on Fridays, Saturdays. I'm just going to do nothing. Funny, like my whole world revolved around going out, around partying, around getting high. And I hate it because it does for so many people. And yes, I dropped it. And I'm so glad I did because I seen the light. I seen that you don't need to get high. You don't need a party to socialize, to connect with people. I seen that life for what it truly is. We've just been brainwashed. Because now I look back and it's like, what? Why do we even party? I mean, I know deep down it's to try and escape our feelings, to try and find peace, create peace, but of course it's the wrong way. I mean, life is so much more than partying. I mean, people build their whole lives around this. You know, they'll say like, what's your hobby? Oh yeah, I like to go to raves, I like to go out. I mean, a lot of people around my age, even older, all their life really revolves around is work and partying and sleep. That's it. They work, they scroll when they're after work, they do just BS, they just pass the time. Then when the weekend comes, they get some free time, they go and they do drugs. And yes, alcohol is a drug. They go and they destroy themselves. This is holding so many people back and they don't even realize it because they think it's fun. But I'll tell you what's fun. Connecting with people. That's why it is attractive to go out. That's why you want to go out. It's not about the drug. I mean, eventually it might get to that point where it is about the drink, it is about the drug, because you're highly addicted, like I was. But at the end of the day, you like going out with people because it's social, it's fun. We're supposed to do that. We're social animals at the end of the day. So we think, yeah, this is a social event, we should be doing it. But it's not. It's antisocial, and that is why you still feel lonely, even though you go out every week. That is why you still don't really feel that connection with your friends like you used to when you were young, when you were a teenager, when you used to just run about, just mess around, playing manhunt, hide and seek. We used to play 1, 2, 3, like all those games we used to play as a kid. But now we feel lonely. We don't feel that connection because what we're doing is not socializing. I mean, of course, when you're drunk and stuff, you do antisocial behavior, you're doing stupid stuff. But the main thing is we're not truly connecting to people because we're not connecting to ourselves. I mean, if we can't connect to ourselves, we can't connect to other people. I mean, think about it. When we're drunk, high, on anything, what's it doing? It's removing us from this world, removing us from ourselves. That's why it feels as peaceful. That's why we feel that little high for a little bit. Because we disconnect just a little bit, sometimes a lot, from the world, from ourselves, from the people around us. So how on earth is that connecting? How on earth is that socializing if you're escaping and removing yourself, detaching yourself from these people around you? I mean, if you only drink and smoke and do other drugs, Ket, whatever you're doing with these people, they're not your friends. Now, true, they could be your friends. You could have a really good connection with these people, but you can't see it. because you're only going out high, you're only going out stoned. Maybe for that first 10 minutes, 5, 10, 20 minutes when you're all sober, when you're all talking, maybe that's the real bit. Maybe that's the part where you all bicker and argue. Because maybe you don't really like each other. It's just hidden through this drug. You know, I hate that about the modern world. You know, maybe even people, if they go and they'll see someone they haven't seen in years, it's like, oh, let's go have a drink. Now, sure, some people might say, oh, let's have a coffee and stuff. But a lot of people will go, oh yeah, let's have a drink. Let's go bond over a joint. It's so stupid. I hate it. Because you can go out sober. You can do things sober. I mean, we've done it for thousands of years. We don't need to get high to connect. In fact, we need to be sober to connect. So go out and hike. In fact, I'm going for a hike today with my friends. Go work out. Swim. Go just talk. Go for a drive. Go for coffee. Go hang out. Go on a date. You can do all these stuff sober. You don't need to get high. It's just destroying you. In fact, one of the best things to do is when you combine exercise and socializing. When you go and you exercise with your friends, it gives you these amazing highs, just like a drug. So join a club. Join some sort of sport, because what is that at the end of the day? It's combining people and sport and putting it into one. So join the MMA gym, join boxing, or just go out with your friends for a run. For a really, really hard hike, to go swimming. For even a weights workout can be good, but I find that cardio just hits different when you're with your friends. I love weights. I do it almost every day. I do it 5 days a week. But for some reason, when you're just doing that cardio with your friends, like burpees or something like that, where your friends get something really hard, you just feel incredible. Look, I'll admit, for some cases, some drugs can be good. In very rare cases, for medical reasons, for spiritual reasons, but for enjoyment, like we call it, for recreational purposes, for social purposes, it's just destructive. You know that deep down. I mean, if you're not going to watch this much into the video if you haven't realized that. Look, if you're not ready to drop it yet, if you're like me and you still have that feeling, but like, I'm really going to do nothing, then I understand it. But that's okay. But I hope I've just awoken something inside you. So you see the light. You see the stupidity in this. Because you're better than that bag. You're better than that bottle.